I'd see him sitting on that couch all day long, just staring at that Hollywood hogwash.
Our favorite show was Hollywood Hogwash.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Hollywood Hogwash. I am Andrew Pisano, along with my brother Joe Pisano, Josh Reese, and Aaron Rosa. Wow, it's been a while since we've had a four-man podcast.
Oh man.
And I guess they're going away pretty soon.
They are.
Because someone's going away forever.
Where's Aaron going?
I didn't hear the applause. You had
Oh, sorry. Hold on. No, there is applause.
Someone's going away. Yeah.
No, I'm of course, Josh. We're all going to miss you.
I had to come
Maybe
back.
not Joe, but everyone else will miss you.
I don't think Joe nor Aaron, but I had to come back for Muhammad Hassan because I felt like a kindred spirit, especially growing up.
Were you offended that he did this
airports.
and offended your people?
I was a little bit offended. I mean, taking the rights of us Muslims. Come on now.
Oh, God.
That's fucked up.
Wow. We're going to get canceled
Muslims.
just like they had to cancel Muhammad Hassan, I think.
I mean, you're about as Muslim as he was, apparently.
No, but seriously, like I felt a little bit. I felt a little bit of his story as a Hispanic guy, but I used to walk through airports a lot and stuff like that, and I did look a little bit, ethnic, terroristy.
Why would you walk through airports?
I worked
like without a
at
ticket?
I worked at an airport.
Oh, you were a TSA agent?
No, but it's
Worse.
a long story.
You were like
Hold
the one
on.
that had to put the finger up the butt, right?
Yeah.
Hold on.
I was
He
a finger
worked
up the
there,
butt
but
guy.
was still questioned by his
Yes.
own people?
Yes.
What?
Yes, it was crazy. People, I have had so many people, like Muhammad Hassan said, like they didn't call, like I have to, make sure my parents are okay and that they love me and all that stuff. But they would like hold their luggage or whatever, like they're not
afraid of you.
questionable
No.
around me.
There must have been a giant tiger walking behind you.
Or were they worried you were going to poison the Popeyes?
Maybe.
That does sound like the ultimate Josh move, just showing up at the airport in a TSA outfit and just wandering.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like he doesn't even belong there. No, what did you do there?
Maybe they were just crushing, like holding on to their snacks and food. Like,
How
for
is
dear
there
life.
10 years later still things I don't know about you?
There's so many.
How is that
things.
possible? You've lived like 20 of like the worst lives ever, but you've lived 20 lives.
I've lived a very interesting
You're,
life.
you're
for
0 for
sure.
20, Josh.
What did you do
Let's
at
hope
the airport?
Mexico is
I
better.
worked for a company that supplied like food to all the restaurants inside the airport, so I'd
Yeah.
have to travel, go up and down, secret passages and stuff like that.
But did they ever catch you that like a lot of the food would be missing? They're like, we were expecting
No.
200 Popeyes sandwiches and we're missing a few.
No, French fries at the very least. But no, I was buff back then because I had to move kegs and stuff like that.
Josh
You
is
couldn't
eating
move
frozen
kegs.
French fries.
Well, they would warm up for sure.
He would bring the food in under his armpits, and that's what everybody ate.
And it would heat up
I
like
worked
perfectly.
there just fine. I did not get fired.
And
for
how
that.
long did you have that job?
I had that job for 3 years.
We're going to find out
Aero?
Josh is really like 70 years old.
No, not Aeromark.
Cisco?
CA1.
CA1.
Yeah.
There's like 3 of them, yeah.
Oh, well, look at this.
Joe knows, yeah.
How about
Small
that?
world.
Yeah. Man, seriously, we're going to find out you're like double the age that you claim to be.
I thought you were going to
just
say
wrote
a double
15
agent.
down
And I was
on a
like,
number.
Double agent.
Yeah.
I just wrote 15 and I used to show my T-ball coaches.
Wow. Anyways, welcome to Hollywood Hogwash. Sorry for all that. Yeah, we're going to get into Dark Side of the Ring, the season 6 finale. But first, we have to thank a new patron. So thank you to Mark Carver.
Mark Carver.
That's a name I definitely recognize. He's been a What's Wrong with Wrestling patron as well. So thank you very much. But yeah, join Mark and go to patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. You get this, the main show, ad-free and before everyone else. We've also got over 100 bonus podcasts that include brackets and reviews of shows like The Last of Us, Season 2 that we just finished. We've got Daredevil, The Boys, Invincible, Penguin, Squid Game, X-Men, Loki, and Mr. McMahon. Go check that one out if you want more wrestling content. But yeah, patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. And again, thank you to Mark Carver.
You fucking Mark!
You
Carver.
fucking Mark. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Carver. All right, Dark Side of the Ring, Muhammad Hassan, a.k.a. Mark Kapani.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
He's from Jersey, Mark Capani. Wait,
Yeah.
Mark Capani from Jersey?
Uh-huh, yeah,
Mom
that's
Mary?
it. Yep, that's right.
Father Tony Capani.
Of course.
This is Tony Capani's kid.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah.
It looks like he could have been with Stax from Team Stax.
He could have been on Team Stax, The Family with Tony Baloney on NXT. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like it's funny how, look, there's a lot of Mark wrestling fans out there, and clearly when they showed him out in the crowd, people were booing. He did have a lot of heat. That's true.
Yeah.
But like watching this as a teenager, I just thought it was dumb. Like I didn't know that he was really an Italian guy. I was just like, this is just stupid and like cartoony, and of course, like it's just another dumb Vince McMahon idea.
The point of this was that the timing was all wrong. You know what I mean? Like it almost like we went back to the 1950s where you like wanted to physically hurt a character on a show.
Yeah.
And yeah, I remember too, like we used to talk about, like, this guy's dumb.
Yeah, it's
like
stupid.
just send out Eugene and The Rock and Hogan to beat him up every week because he's the typical bad guy.
Yeah.
And, you know, just another racism kind of character by Vince McMahon.
Of course.
So it is what it is. Bad timing, and, you know, no one really ever got behind it. It got heat just because it was, you know, again, if you're in New York right now and you go, hey, the Pacers are great, you're going to get natural heat. That's
Yeah.
all this was.
So what you're saying is when he did the throat slash movement, you didn't think that was like real? Like he was really trying to kill The Undertaker?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like 16, 17 at the time.
Interesting.
So maybe,
Yeah.
Josh. I don't know.
I don't. Well, that's what they were saying. Like, oh, it's kind of hard. You know, it's a real character, not real though.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Just like because it's based on real things that were happening at the time, obviously, you know, given the time that they did it. But yeah, the episode starts with Chris Jericho as the narrator, as always. And he says, following WWE's unparalleled success in the late 1990s, in the early 2000s, the company struggles to find its footing in a new era. And right after he says that, they show an old clip of Eric Bischoff just belching into a microphone. Like just a cartoony
It's the best.
belch. Like, what?
Amazing. Perfect.
This was the worst thing you could find?
Yeah.
It's very strange.
It wasn't great.
trying
no.
to bury Eric Bischoff for some reason.
Yeah. Maybe show like Triple H having sex with the mannequin, you know, like that was pretty bad. I screwed your brains out. And then fast forward like 15 years where Vince McMahon comes out on SmackDown during the COVID shows and he's like, I can't believe you did that, Paul. It's like, you told him to. Right. You told him to do that. You write the show.
Right.
Didn't they birth a hand sometime around this time?
Yeah, it was definitely before that. That was like Attitude Era.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna get there sometime.
That's true. We are. So, yeah, Jim Cornette mentions how the WWE was in a transitional period after losing Stone Cold and The Rock, and they were looking for new top stars. At that time, OVW was the main training ground for future stars like John Cena, Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, and Batista.
For Hall of Famers.
Absolutely. And at the time, Cornette was running OVW. But one thing I did not know, I didn't know he actually physically trained them to do some moves.
I know.
They showed
he
the
was
clip.
in the fucking ring.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Like they showed a clip of him hitting, Mark Capani with a running uppercut off the ropes. Like,
It's cool.
I was impressed that he could do that. I mean, look, we've seen Cornette take bumps. He's gotten beat up by wrestlers, but like,
Well, this was 20 years ago too, but yeah.
right. But I mean, we never saw him like literally do like a legit move. At least like in the stuff we've watched, right?
He's doing this shit to Randy Orton and Brock
Yeah.
Lesnar.
But I think
Crazy.
it's also what those who can't do teach. I think maybe one of the best golf teachers ever is our dad, and he's not like he was on the PGA Tour. So sometimes people just know they know an industry so well that they can teach it well. You know what I mean?
But he's an above average golfer.
Yeah, but above average teaching could teach someone to be great.
No, I just didn't think Cornette had any athletic ability.
No.
I mean,
Well,
he's
he
even,
doesn't look like he does.
he's even talked about how, like, after he fell out of the fucking shark cage, I think was in the 80s, like, his knees were fucked for life. But here, he's fucking coming off the ropes, like,
Maybe this was the one video they had.
maybe that was
of
it.
him doing the
Maybe that
one
was it.
move.
That's true.
Like
Right.
Bobby Heenan, we've seen Bobby Heenan like jump out of the ring, like, wow, he's crazy athletic despite not looking athletic at all. I just didn't know Cornette was capable of that. That's all.
Yeah, true.
I'm sure he didn't teach them how to do like a fucking moonsault off the top rope. I don't think that would have been crazy. That would have blown my mind.
Would love to see that.
Is he the one that taught Brock Lesnar the shooting star press?
Here's how you do it. Oh, he fucked it up. I didn't.
He taught him that way, yeah.
How much would we have to all put in to watch him do a Hurricane Rana?
Oh, man.
That'd be great.
We can get there.
Yeah. So in OVW, Mark's character was a male model named Mark Magnus.
A lot of male models.
Yeah,
back then.
that's right.
He kind of reminded me of Tito Sabatelli, to be honest.
Well, Tino Sabatelli was another one where he was like,
Right.
look
Yeah,
how
I'm
hot I am.
Yeah.
Crazy. Italian.
Right.
What are you going to do?
Very, like once the Rick Rude gimmick worked, a lot of people copied it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a good, easy, arrogant, bad guy thing.
Yeah. Cornette made Mark the OVW champion, but then he says, all of a sudden I got a call from WWE saying they want to make him an Arab. I said, but he's Italian from Syracuse. And then Mark said, I didn't know how to feel about it at the time, but not a lot of people had a character handed to them. So there was no doubt that I was going to do it. And I mean, to his point, he's right. Like, Mean Mark, Vince called him, was like, is this The Undertaker? Like, he straight up made The Undertaker for Mark Calloway.
Yep.
So I guess he was like, oh, I guess this is my Undertaker moment.
Sure.
And it almost was. But yeah, Mark said he was inspired by WWE for doing SmackDown just 2 days after 9/11 because pretty much every other form of entertainment took a full week off. But Vince was like, fuck that, I gotta get paid.
Money time.
Yeah. Like, I remember the NFL took a full week off after 9/11, and that is now why we have the Super Bowl in February. Like, the first February Super Bowl was 2002, and I guess it was so successful, they were like, well, let's just keep this schedule.
And this is the same NFL that tried to play a game after a man collapsed on the field and tried to die and almost died.
He was dead when they left.
Right.
I
And
mean,
then they were like, we're going to play.
Yeah.
Oh, the players don't want to come out.
Right.
Damn. But this same NFL is the one that took the break. Yet it's
True.
WWE is
Yeah.
the one that continued.
no.
Yeah.
I mean, that's once COVID hit, Vince was like, we're still not taking a break.
And
they didn't miss one show.
It was in
that
Houston
right?
too, right?
Technically not. Like, they did a couple where it was just like, we're showing you like the best of, but like technically they had shows air.
That's crazy.
But the first live show was in Houston?
the first where the fans could come and go.
Was,
Houston.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because then the next 2 days later was Money in the Bank.
I feel like
in
I've heard the
Dallas.
story before, and I think it was Jim Cornette or someone like that talking about how much they love Mattress Mac. And I
Yeah.
was like, what, Mattress Mac? And then they were talking about this time period.
Right.
I was like, oh, okay, interesting.
They did do the Mania in 2021 in person, but then after that, then they went back to the COVID shows with no one, and then it wasn't until like July when SmackDown in Houston, was with people again. So, anyways, so Mark Capani or Mark Magnus is repackaged in OVW as Muhammad Hassan just 3 years after 9/11.
Still new. Still
And
too new.
Of course. Cornette said this was a Vince McMahon creation, which means it's going to get pushed harder than anything else.
Sure.
And they teamed him up with Sean Daivari because he could speak the language. They would show Daivari screaming in Persian, and then Mark would just say, "Praise Allah."
Right.
And like, this is the same year Team America came out. So like, to me, watching this back, it's just like you're watching a scene from Team America.
Right.
Like, it's not, I don't know how you could take this seriously, but they did get heat from the crowd. They would show fans flipping them off and everything. They even had a fake fan attack him, to try to get more heat. And Mark said at first, it was kind of silly. Like, we would tell the crowd we're going to raise the price of oil.
Amazing.
But then they started filming vignettes, and that's when the character got serious. They were like, we started off to just highlight the prejudice of Arab Americans. So it was like, he really wasn't, like, obviously he was going to be a heel character, but like what he was saying wasn't exactly incorrect,
Right. It made sense because he was like, we're from America and we're talking about the prejudices that Americans have against us because of what happened.
Right.
They didn't do anything, but Americans hated
those
people at that time.
Yeah.
Sure.
And of course they talked about the history of the world, like in the US with the Japanese putting them in camps during World War II and all that. So yeah. But yeah, the most important thing was in his promos, he said, "I'm not a terrorist." That's important for later.
Yeah.
Then they promoted Muhammad Hassan's Raw debut on Sunday Night Heat with Ivory and Todd Grissom. And Ivory asked him, how are you getting to Huntsville? And he said, I'm driving. And then Ivory said, good, because I don't want you to be flying. It's just like, oh boy.
Wow, here we go.
Yeah.
And away we go.
Right. So then go to Monday Night Raw where Mick Foley cuts a promo about supporting the troops, but he's interrupted. Holy shit.
Wow. Anyone?
That'll
translate?
make you a heel right away. Oh my God. Yeah.
It was insane as y'all guys remember this character more than I do, but it seemed like he rubbed up against a lot of top characters, a lot of top guys.
He
Yeah,
did.
of
I mean,
course.
yeah, we'll get to The Undertaker soon after.
Yeah.
We know about the plans they were going with there.
But I mean, did he always just? I mean, it was a hot start from there on, I guess.
Pretty much. I mean, he
They're
started
forcing
off interrupting Foley.
Yeah. They were
Like you
forcing
go
it.
back to like Jericho interrupting The Rock, you know, like
Right.
Vince wanted to make it a big deal, obviously. So
This poor fucking guy, like his first night coming out like that, he's like, oh, this is great. I'm going to play this really like deep, subtle character. He's like an American, but
Yeah.
everybody's shitting on him. This is going to be amazing, like really deep character. And he comes out and, la, 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 la. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm dead.
Right.
This is not subtle
Like you
at all.
said, it's like Team America. came
yeah,
on.
of course. Yeah, like who do you think recorded that? That was probably Vince.
It's probably
or
Vince.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Trey and Matt.
maybe. Right. It would have sounded more like that.
Or they go,
Yeah. So, Hassan and Daivari come out. Hassan shits on the troops. Cornette says it worked with the fans because they didn't like being told that, America didn't have all the answers. And, WWF did this a few years, just recently with Mustafa Ali, just a few years ago.
Yeah.
Where he was saying, like, America's prejudice against Muslim people. So, yeah, like, that was, Vince was like, we're going to do it again.
Yeah.
Run
Same,
it back. So it didn't work. Fuck.
same
Yeah.
with Jinder Mahal.
True.
Yeah, he became champion because of that.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, but he wasn't a very, he was just, I'm great. He wasn't a death to America kind of.
Yeah, he wasn't doing
But he
that.
was like, Americans are
Middle Eastern.
stupid, that type of
Yeah,
stuff.
that's true. He did.
Hindu people are
And they
amazing.
had the whole
Indians.
like parade on, and everyone was like, "Fuck you!" Like,
Right.
all the fans.
There's 1 billion of me or whatever. Blah
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
Right. So Gene Snitsky was on this episode. Who?
Feet.
Yeah, that's right.
He aged like 40 years.
Yeah.
He never looked good though.
Holy shit.
Backlash. He was like the worst one. Yeah, he was terrible. But it wasn't my fault. That was his gimmick for a while.
He was terrible, but, Vince, big monster.
Yeah. They didn't make a Dark Side of the Ring on him with his storyline where he killed Lita's baby.
Oh, my God.
It's like, it wasn't my fault. Because Kane hit him with a chair and then he fell on Lita. Yeah. Needs to be a dark side on that one. So yeah, Snitsky says, I don't remember anyone getting this kind of heat since the Iron Sheik. So again, that's important for later. But Mark said his main catchphrase for a while was since 9/11. He would always be like, since 9/11, people hate me and hate the people that look like me. And then he said in his story, he was the hero, but he would constantly cheat with Daivari, so it was like, yeah, there was no doubt that he was a heel.
Right.
And then multiple people talked about how wrestling's always done this in the past. They even showed a wrestler portraying a Nazi in the 50s, like 10 years after World War II.
Right, and they mentioned that this guy was in the army too.
Yeah.
which was fucking wild.
Like he fought in World War
He fought
II.
against
He
Nazis.
killed Nazis, and now here he is playing one.
He killed Hitler in the bunker,
Right.
and now he's a Nazi soldier.
Yeah,
It's
he
insane.
became him. That's what happened.
Life imitating art.
Nice.
So yeah, Cornette talked about Sergeant Slaughter turning heel and aligning with Iraq and the Iron Sheik, and it's like, yeah, when they show the Iron Sheik there, like they made him look exactly like Saddam Hussein.
Yep.
Like with the mustache and the fucking outfit and everything.
Amazing.
It was like, holy shit. And Cornette said Vince thought they would sell 100,000 seats, but a few weeks before Mania, they barely sold 10. And they ended up getting 16,000, but nowhere near what Vince was expecting. And Cornette said it bombed because the Gulf War was going on at the time and the fans didn't want to see it. It was like when COVID hit and like TV shows would be like, you would watch a new TV show after they started filming again. They would constantly reference COVID and everyone's like, shut the fuck up. We don't want to talk about, we're living it.
Right.
We don't want to talk about it right now.
Or
and then
be in a
eventually
mask.
they figured that out and it was like, yeah, like no one's going to be wearing masks on the TV shows because
Right.
it's stupid.
The other thing, going back to Sergeant Slaughter, I don't know how much you want to dive into it, but like, that's such a dumb decision. Take one of the greatest icons in wrestling history. It was on G.I. Joe, for God's sake.
Yeah.
But how did they even make him a sympathizer to Iraq?
They just came out and said, fuck America. It's that easy.
That's such a disservice to like all his fans. It's so crazy. I don't understand how they got there.
It's a TV show. It's a TV show. Like Hogan went heel, and he was iconic, and he was say your prayers, eat your vitamins, God bless America. So I'm just saying, like, it's a character on a show.
Yeah.
He went evil. That happens.
It's very crazy. Very crazy.
It worked for a little while. It worked to get the strap back on Hogan.
Are you really shocked Vince did some batshit crazy stuff?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it is a TV show, but it didn't really work in the grand scheme of things because they didn't sell that many tickets for Mania.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mark and Daivari were always told to stay in character, even in public. Mark said Daivari would always be stopped at the airport, but Kapani never got stopped.
Damn.
And then he said how, he would see people, how they looked at him. They would even call their families on the plane just in case something happened.
That's crazy.
Which that's also happened with Josh, but that's because Josh was literally causing a problem on the plane.
Yeah.
Come on. Only sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh,
It could have been
okay.
how bad he smelled.
Very recently,
Honey,
I
I just
guess.
want to say I
Damn.
love you because I think there's a zombie on this plane and he's going to eat us all.
Maybe. So yeah, Mark talked about a time where him, Daivari, Snitsky, Chris Masters were all in a bar in Australia. He said a group of Arab men confronted him for not really being Muslim and, like they were offended by his character. He says it got very heated, but it de-escalated because of the monsters that I was next to.
I was going to say, those guys are huge.
Like Snitsky, of course, and Masters.
Yep.
That's got to be crazy for Mark's character. Not only is he hated by Americans, he's
Yeah.
also fucking hated by the Muslim people too.
Right.
That's fucking wild. Nobody
Yeah.
likes you. Jesus. Poor
Yeah,
bastard.
right. So yeah, Mark said this was one of the first times I had second thoughts about, is this just a character? And that's when it became too real and the lines between wrestling and reality no longer existed. He also said he had a lot of heat with the veterans in the locker room because he was getting a push right away. They showed a clip of Hassan in a battle royal and all the wrestlers stomped on him together. I mean, that was just because of his character, though, but that was just how they were telling the story. And Hassan's finisher was the camel clutch because of the Iron Sheik. And Kurt Angle told him that Eddie Guerrero was using the camel clutch and it's bad for business when
Kurt.
Eddie does it and someone gets out of it because it's Hassan's finisher. And Maven was on this episode. He said, if you use a guy's move without his permission, it's worse than if you date their wives. Maven was good. He had a lot of good lines on this episode.
It makes me laugh hearing what he said now and then watching AEW wrestling.
Yeah.
Wild.
Right.
Because no one gives two titty fucks about using anything on AEW.
No. I mean, how many times do we bring it up?
Right.
Where it's like, oh, this person did a tombstone. It's like, you piece of shit. Like, you should not be able to do the tombstone.
Right. And then a finisher in one match will be just like barely a go to break spot in another match.
But even now in WWE, like, there's so many wrestlers that do cutters, and Randy Orton's there.
Yep.
Like, the Cody cutter. Ciampa has a lot of people do cutters now. It's just whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mark then asked Eddie, should you be using the camel clutch? And he looked at me and said, I've always used the camel clutch because my father invented it. Uh-oh. Yeah, I mean, really, it's like,
Oh no! Oh no!
which, like, when I'm thinking about this now, that could have been Kurt Angle just fucking with
Absolutely.
Mark from the beginning.
I was thinking that
Like,
same
Kurt Angle
thing.
could have known that and was just like, let me set this kid up to get fucked with. Because, I mean, we've heard these stories before.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mark got heat from the rest of the boys for being disrespectful, and he had to go to wrestling court. And Chris Masters said, wrestling court is a reason to put someone on blast and shame them in front of everybody. Undertaker's the judge, Jerry, and executioner.
I was just going to say, wrestling court?
Yeah.
I want to see
We've
this.
heard about this.
We got to air
a
some of
million
these.
times.
We got to
yeah.
air these moving forward.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, Mark said my consequence for that was buying over $1,000 worth of drinks. There were wrestlers pouring high quality drinks on the floor after I bought them. And then after that, Eddie Guerrero put his hand on my shoulder and said, I know you didn't mean anything by it. Like, just confirming that they were just fucking with him the whole time. Like,
after the $1,000.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that's all fine, bro.
it was just an excuse to get free drinks.
For only half of them. The
You
rest
go to
of them was
wrestling
just
court. Yeah.
Throw the beer away or whatever.
Like, you're going to wrestling court. Oh, shit. Everyone's like, hey, dude, we have wrestling court. We have wrestling court.
Yeah,
We're going to
of
get a lot of
course.
money out of them. Free
get
drinks
so
in
much
Japan. Yeah.
We're fucking with this kid.
Me.
Of course.
Amazing.
I mean, that was like the Miz tells a story of how like Chris Benoit kicked him out of the locker room, and Miz had to like change in a different or like a closet for years, and it was like, yeah, it was probably just Benoit just fucking with you, and you didn't realize it because
He made the
he
right
seemed
decision.
serious.
He made the right decision.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then at WrestleMania 21 in 2005, Muhammad Hassan came out and he was pissed that he didn't have a match. But then he was interrupted by Hulk Hogan, who came out and kicked his ass. And Mark said it was a dream come true working with Hogan. You know, like one of wrestling's biggest stars of all time, of course. And like they didn't mention how Hulk and Shawn Michaels teamed together to beat Hassan and Daivari. They did that a couple times.
Really? That would have been pretty neat to kind of hear about.
I think that might have been on Raw, and it was when Shawn and Hogan beat them, and then I think Shawn super kicked Hogan.
Yep.
After that, I think it was them when that happened. But yeah. So after that, Vince wanted Hassan's character to become more radicalized. Maven said, these people think he's a terrorist. Let's make him that.
Yeah.
So Hassan started doing the throat slit on his opponents and telling Daivari he will be a sacrifice. And then Hassan started coming out with masked men, which they looked a lot like ISIS, but this was 8 years before ISIS even existed. But obviously there were still like, extremists that were cutting people's heads off, which we'll get into it in a second. But yeah.
I loved how Maven had a line somewhere that was like, nothing about any of this storyline was an issue for me. I was like, yeah, this makes sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Mark says he expressed his concerns with Stephanie McMahon, but she put him in his place. So either she was too afraid of speaking out against her father, or she was more like her father, which...
But it is crazy. Like, this dude was already apparently getting a ton of heat. Like, did you need to take it that far?
Well-
It probably would have been fine just as it was.
I don't know. It's his character.
Yeah,
You
but
know, his
he
character-
wasn't a straight up terrorist, and then Vince was like, "We're gonna make you a terrorist."
You're going to start
I mean,
watching...
that made it
Next
even
level shit.
That made it even dumber.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
even dumber.
Right.
So, Mark said they started a program where he would beat The Undertaker to become the number one contender, and then he would beat Batista for the World Heavyweight Championship in Washington, D.C. as a fuck you to America.
That sounds like Vince.
But it didn't turn out that way. Instead, Undertaker squashed Daivari, and SmackDown was, I think at this point, this was still the plan. Like, Undertaker was going to beat Daivari, but then Hassan was going to beat Undertaker at a later point. But then at the same day, SmackDown was going to air, because it was taped at the time, the London terrorist bombing happened. 56 deaths and over 700 people injured.
Hey, Mark, I want you to really lean into this London thing.
Yeah.
I want you to claim you did it
Sure.
live in a ring with 15,000 people around.
Probably was going to be his plan, yeah.
Oh, my God.
So yeah, Vince still aired SmackDown as is, but he added like a news ticker at the bottom to be
terrible
like,
idea.
"Hey, sorry about the London bombing. Well, it's not like I did it, but sorry, just in case it was me. Sorry for the London bombings. This has nothing to do with the London bombings and terrorism. Viewer discretion is advised." Like, well, okay,
Right. When you add that and then this
It
guy
makes it
comes
worse.
out, it makes it tons worse.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So Undertaker beats Daivari. Hassan drops to his knees and yells, "Praise Allah." Then he does the beheading symbol, and then the masked men come out and choke Undertaker with a wire. And then Hassan puts Taker in the camel clutch. Cornette mentioned Daniel Pearl, an American journalist who was beheaded in Pakistan back in 2002. Then they had another journalist on this episode who mentioned Nick Berg, who was beheaded on camera in Iraq in 2004 by 5 masked men. And Hassan also had 5 masked men who looked like the masked men in the Nick Berg video. So yeah, like this maybe was no accident.
No accident, but the WWE, oddly enough, they care about this, but they don't care about taking money from Saudi Arabia,
Of course not.
which killed the journalist
Yeah.
and beheaded
Beheaded
him.
a journalist. Yeah.
American.
Fucking wild.
I'm surprised like Vince never had like a plane crash into Titan Tower, honestly. Like I'm surprised. Maybe that was next for Muhammad Hassan. He was gonna have Davari do the ultimate sacrifice and fly a plane into Titan Tower.
I wouldn't CGI or anything. He killed himself.
No, Vince would do it for real. Vince would do it for real. Yeah.
No press is bad press.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, then they had Davari. They had a martyr's funeral by having the masked men carry him above their heads. So yeah, of course, there was backlash from UPN, which aired SmackDown at the time, sponsors, Arab groups. Michael Leonardi, a WWE writer at the time, told his boss he didn't want anything to do with this storyline anymore, and he was demoted for it. Yeah.
By the way, this guy looked like Rorschach from Watchmen.
Rorschach,
Jackie Earl Haley.
That's true. My God, he did.
He was off. I never recognized the name or anything.
No.
I guess there's a lot of these guys.
Yeah, for sure. UPN told WWE that they no longer wanted Hassan on their network. And then Maven said, Chef Boyardee doesn't want to run an ad right before you martyr a wrestler. Maven was really good.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Mark then said he told John Laurinaitis that he was about to buy a house, but Laurinaitis told him,
don't buy that house. Just in case there's twins.
Right. So Mark then had his final match as Muhammad Hassan at the Great American Bash. He was like, we can only do it on pay-per-view because none of the networks wanted me on TV anymore.
Right.
But yeah, he had to job to Undertaker. Taker gave Hassan the last ride off the stage. And Mark said he hit the crash pad so hard and on his neck that he flipped over and landed on his feet. But then he quickly had to lay down to like pretend to be dead.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, they just straight up murdered me on television. And then Cornette was like, just like that, Muhammad Hassan was never seen again. Yeah. Mark said he was heartbroken because everything he worked for was gone. Cornette said the guy just did what he was told, but it backfired.
Yep.
And then they threw the baby in the bathwater out the window and continued on rather than tell Vince McMahon, you fuck this guy, you should make it up to him.
Right.
But,
change his gimmick.
Right, give him his old gimmick back.
Like, he'd probably have to take at least 6 months off, and then, you repackage him as something else.
Right.
Yeah,
but like, what's this guy gonna do? Go on the indie circuit? He can't go on the indie circuit. No. They totally fucked this guy's life.
You can't even make like appearance like at conventions. Like, hey, look, that's the terrorist guy.
Right. I'm gonna.
You want a photo with the terrorist?
Give $10 to the terrorist.
Yeah. They got guys down here talking about terrorism. I need you to send everyone.
What are the chances Eric has an autograph? I'll just say that. What do you think?
43%.
Was he sick that year?
Eric like keeps it under lock and key just because he doesn't want anyone to see it.
It's like in what was the Inside Man with was that the Denzel Washington one?
Yeah,
where the Nazi guy who made all the money during the war.
Yeah.
Like he has all this Nazi stuff hidden that no one can see.
Maybe that was in the Vince lockbox. It was like Muhammad Hassan, his gimmicks, and just like the videotapes that they'll never air again.
Oh,
it's like Chris Benoit and Muhammad Hassan, two men have been erased from the WWE. One real, one not real.
Yeah. All the buried. Look, it's Muhammad Hassan learning ISIS. Learning
the lockbox
ISIS.
has Chris Benoit videos, Muhammad Hassan, and Owen Hart's fall. Like that's in the lockbox.
On this hard drive is a match between Chris Benoit and Muhammad Hassan. Burn this.
We already taped over the Owen Hart fall with this tape. Now we have to tape over this tape.
I mean, do you think that exists? That footage exists? Owen Hart's footage exists somewhere?
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
I think so.
Absolutely.
Just in case.
You could erase it. Just in case what?
It's in the lockbox.
Who in WWE would want to keep that footage?
Vince. He probably watches it every week. Oh. Vince probably, he has it. He jerks off to it.
Look, there's Owen
Allegedly.
getting rigged up. Oh,
for entertainment purposes only.
I like how Aaron did the jerk off motion. I'm like, well, I mean, you got to say it now. Vince straight up jerks off to it. Jesus Christ.
Allegedly for entertainment purposes only.
Exactly.
Can't afford lawyers.
Yeah. So anyways, where are we? Mark said he was lost for a while. He fell into depression. He said he decided to make a change, so he went to college and started working nights at UPS, and he found work ethic and dedication from it.
Okay.
He got his teaching certification, his master's degree. He became a teacher and then a principal.
Hey.
So yeah. Bounce
that.
back.
It
Boom.
is insane. This guy went from sharing the ring with Hulk Hogan, The Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, that's right.
To fucking working nights at UPS.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
crazy.
eventually working his way back up, but still wild.
Hey, save your money, kids.
Right.
Save your money.
Start to finish episode. No drugs. No beating
true.
women.
Whoa.
Yeah.
No car crashes.
Wow.
Yeah, like this is just about a guy that was just wrong place, wrong time.
I'm sorry. Did somebody say Ric Flair?
Yeah.
No.
They need to do a whole season of Flair.
I mean,
Like
come
just,
on.
you know. And Rick will do it as long as they pay him enough, and he'll deny everything, and then all the other wrestlers will be like, yeah, no, he did that. But Rick will be lying the whole time.
Oh yeah, I have some here. It's like, Rick, we want you to show up for this thing, okay? Now, did you do all that stuff?
No! Okay. Yeah.
I did it all.
Next season is Ric Flair's last match. Last match? Question mark.
Right. Rick, we'll buy all of your woo energy. Will
Just-
you do it now? Will you admit what you did?
Get the woo wings,
What season is this? 6?
This is 6.
Yeah, season 7 is just called Flair.
Yeah.
Just the whole season.
Of course. Yeah.
You can get 8 episodes, whatever they did.
Oh my, yeah. Season 8 then is just the fall of AEW. Not even the rise and fall, just
Oh,
the
just-
fall and falling harder.
Oh, the whole season is just like 5-year blocks.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, and then he's like, then I fucked Halle Berry. No, Rick, we told you to tell the truth. You promised. And he still lies.
She told me her
Hand
name
me
was
this, hand me
Halle
this,
Berry.
Hand me this. Hand me
Yeah,
this.
here you go.
I fucked a picture of Halle Berry.
A body pillow.
A body pillow.
So yeah, Mark said he appreciated his career in
Yeah.
WWE, regardless with how it ended. And then Cornette said Mark is probably better off in the long run than all the crazy shit he would have gone through in 20 years in the wrestling business.
That's hilarious.
That was really good. And then they showed a photo of Mark with his family, you know, beautiful family. He says, now I'm the director of a human resources of a small school district. The only way I had gotten to this point is because of the epic failure that I had and the realization that it doesn't matter how it ended. You always have a second chance. So,
Oh,
there
It's
you
a
go.
bright spot at the end.
yeah, not a bad, horrible ending.
Right?
You know, tragic.
No, definitely not tragic. I wonder if he ever like had another match just like as himself, because they didn't mention it. You know, like Independent Circuit 2018. Wow, so he took 13 years off, wrestled for the first time, appearing at the Dynasty event, Dynasty King of Thrones, defeating Papa Don. Yeah. Oh my God, he wrestled as Hassan.
Jesus, no. He didn't learn any lessons.
Well, that's what
Hassan
Wikipedia says.
Defeated Bin Haman
Yeah.
for the Dynasty Heavyweight Championship, then immediately vacated the belt.
What? I hope maybe they just mean his. I don't know. Yeah. Wow, that's something to look up. Hold on, Muhammad Hassan versus what's the guy's name again?
Did he come out with the music again?
There's
Bin
two.
Hamlin.
Bin Haman.
Hamin.
Yeah. Like Bin Laden, Bin Haman.
Uh huh.
Oh no.
You have it?
Muhammad
Oh,
Hassan.
wow.
Hold on.
Redemption.
Wait, let me.
Is that the guy? He looks like the penguin.
current champ who looks like the. I'm gonna mute that again. Hold on. Let me see how he comes out. Mike, that's not him.
Oh my God. Oh.
Yeah, he came out.
Oh,
no,
it's
that's
full.
hold on. Bin Hamin looks. Hold on.
That's
Bin
Bin
Hamin
Hamin.
that's Bin Hamin.
So he's a good guy.
And then
yeah.
he came out as Muhammad Hassan.
Wow.
They didn't think to mention that. 2018.
That would have been interesting to remember.
Why wouldn't they mention
Oh,
that?
and then I fucked up one more time, and I decided let me do this for a couple bucks.
But he was a face?
He's probably a face.
Yeah.
Right, because the
Yeah.
whole story is about redemption.
They could have at least said like I came back as a face, like to do Muhammad Hassan right.
Right.
Right. That's
Maybe they didn't want to
insane.
mention it because in 2025 they're gonna be like, oh, you portrayed him again in 2018, you piece of shit.
After all the stuff that happened.
Yeah. Well, there you go. He did
Fucking wild. That's
it.
insane.
Yeah.
Wow. In 2016, he was the named part of a class action lawsuit against WB, which alleged that wrestlers incurred traumatic brain injuries during their tenure at the company. The suit was litigated by attorneys, whoever, who has been involved in a number of lawsuits against WB.
Yeah.
But a district judge dismissed the lawsuit.
Pretty much every former wrestler like was a part of this lawsuit, and then
And then they were
Vince paid the judge.
no, sure.
It's like
Wrestling doesn't cause brain damage. Case closed. Bah, bah, bah.
Instead of ambulance chasers, it's wrestler chasing.
Yeah,
Whenever someone gets fired, you got five
like-
lawyers at the door.
They're like, Judge, but what about Chris Benoit? The judge is like, I've been told I can't talk about Chris Benoit. Sorry.
Who?
So,
The plaintiffs are like, Jim Duggan? Oh! Case closed. That's our whole case, Your Honor. Please roll.
what do you mean, tough guy? Oh, boy. Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. That's season 6 of Dark Side of the Ring.
Boom.
Wow. 10 episodes. That was a fun ride for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Let's get to the news and rumors. As well as trailers. We've got a lot of new trailers to talk about. Netflix had their, they called it like something, I don't even know what the fuck it was called. Like,
It's like too dumb or something
yeah,
like that. Too dumb?
Tudum.
I don't know how you
It
pronounce
was
that.
some made up word. It was like their fronts, but it was called something else. So I don't know. But they even had WWE there. They had like
Sure.
Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan like do a confrontation there and everything.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
But yeah, we've got some new trailers. We got a new trailer for season 3 of Squid Game, where they showed more games to be played. The big thing at the end of the trailer was we see the front man about to reveal himself to Gi-hoon.
Yeah.
So that was
Wow.
the big thing there. But
I like the jump rope. That should be fun.
right,
Guy starts going a million miles an hour and just slices your legs off or knocks you
yeah,
out.
Oh, hope
right,
so.
Should we hope so.
Lots of other teases for things, but they don't go into specifics there. But
And we're just a couple weeks away, huh?
June 27th, yeah,
Wow.
it's coming up. Also, they showed a season 5 trailer for Stranger Things. They didn't show much, despite it being a 2-minute trailer. It was mostly old clips.
Old clips, yeah.
But they showed the one kid screaming, "Run!" and that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
The internet's already talked about how cringy that was.
Right.
It's because this 10 years ago they started this show. Now all these kids are adults.
They're like
and some
25.
of them didn't turn out to be great actors.
No, right.
So yeah. But they're releasing a few episodes at a time. Volume 1 is 4 episodes, and that will drop on Thanksgiving Eve. Then Volume 2 is 3 episodes that drops on Christmas Day. And then Volume 3 is the final episode, which drops New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of weird how they're doing it like that. Like instead of just do it weekly, it's fine. But instead they're doing you get two episodes here, 3 episodes.
But it's Netflix.
there.
They don't do anything weekly.
That's true. Well,
And,
except for Monday Night Raw.
Except for Monday Night Raw. That's true. Yeah. But it's also because season 4, a lot of the episodes are 2 hours. I think the
Oh my
last one
God.
was 3 hours.
Right.
So they're movies.
They're movies.
So it's I think that's why they don't put them all out at once, because we heard every single episode is going to be a 2-hour movie.
Yes.
It sounds like a lot, honestly.
Are y'all guys interested in this final season? It's been
I am.
2 years?
It's been a long
It's
time.
been, I think, more.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. I remember last season, when they announced season 4 and they released the trailer, I was like, I think I'm done with Stranger Things. It's too much. But then when you watched it, it was no, this was really good. It was really good again.
Great cliffhanger. I mean, they do well.
Yeah. So definitely interested. You never watched it, Josh? Too scary? Yeah.
Way too scary.
too scary.
And I won't be watching season 5 or
My
whatever.
children have watched it, and
I'm not
they're
gonna do
fine.
this.
But
Fuck
no,
that
not
shit.
Josh. Josh can't. He can't handle it. So, but yeah, that's a ways away. Also, Netflix released a 2.5-minute trailer for Happy Gilmore. Do you want to guess how many times I laughed?
0.
0.0.
You did wait. Did you see this scene where a professional golfer
Yeah.
swings, hits a tree? Guys, you're never gonna believe this. And he guesses. I'll just say it. And the ball hits him in the nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, nut shot.
Ow, my balls.
Brilliant.
And he's like, go.
Wait, but what
Really?
about the scene,
Really?
the standoff between Shooter McGavin and Happy Gilmore?
Yeah.
Was that not hilarious?
No, it wasn't.
He beat him in a golf tournament. It's not like he took his family away.
Every second of this trailer, I just felt nothing. I felt nothing.
And is this another story where, okay, he wins the yellow jacket? What was it
Yeah.
in the movie? And, now he's world famous. He's probably going to keep playing golf and make all this money. He's broke.
Yeah, right. It's
Right.
They
He
straight up Rocky 5'd him.
What the fuck?
It's fucked up.
Like, no
one wants
endorsements?
to, no, that's why everyone hated Rocky 5. No one wanted to see Rocky as a fucking loser again.
Right.
We already did that.
We did that. Yeah.
Yeah, like
And again, it's that whole thing. It's like, you know, if a guy stole all his money, oh God, what are we gonna do? I guess we gotta move back to Brooklyn and you gotta work at the pet. You're Rocky Balboa. Go endorse boxing gloves or something.
Right.
Hey, anybody want to pay me like Tyson? Anytime Tyson's brother goes, can I endorse something? Oh yeah, endorse sunglasses. Hey, sunglasses are great, and then he gets a couple $100,000. Like, it's so dumb to say that. Oh, these guys are broken. There's nothing they can do. He's got to go fight again. He's got to go fight at 60.
Right. It's almost like Adam Sandler, the actual character, is broke, and that's why he's doing these movies.
Yeah.
The storyline is his daughter wants to go to dance school, so he has to become a golfer again.
And by the way,
That
it's-
sucks.
And it's 75,000. You know, for your grandmother's house. Okay, go play golf.
Yeah.
Hey, my daughter wanted to go to $75,000 dance school. You know what I said? No.
Yeah.
Easy.
Get a
Easy.
scholarship.
But I Aaron's like, fuck you. No, but it's like, sorry. We can't afford private school. Like 99% of all humans.
Dad, can
get your ass back to work.
Can you
kid.
sign some autographs or endorse soda for
anything,
me?
right?
Hey, Subway needs a spokesman because the current one's in prison, you know? And he did Subway commercials in the first movie.
And then his bags in this movie have
Right,
the
it's
Subway
the
logo
Subway.
on them.
So
Are
he
they
got,
not paying him anything?
Maybe we'll
he
find
got
out.
sponsored
Maybe he's
somehow.
only living on Subway.
Happy. You signed free sandwiches for life.
That's it?
There's no money on this.
Okay, so in this movie, we're gonna find out he's a huge drug addict,
I guess.
or maybe he went to prison, like in Longest Yard. This is that same.
Is MJF one of his sons or like a
I think
like
so.
a nephew?
I don't know.
Because then at the end it's just him, his wife, and the daughter.
It certainly looks like he has a bunch of kids. Like, of course, I'm gonna tell everyone that I fucked Julie Bowen and gave her like 6 kids.
Right.
You know? Because Sandler's always got the super hot wife in every movie.
And again, he's not as Adam Sandler when he does these remakes or other movies or sequels. He plays himself in the sequel.
Now he does,
He doesn't
yeah.
play Happy Gilmore.
No, the last 10 or 15 years of his career has just been phoning
He's
it
just
in.
like, hey, how you
He's
doing?
just
I'm
Adam Sandler.
Right.
I guess I'll go play golf again.
I guess his most realistic version of himself was Billy Madison, because now he just is pretty much Billy Madison in every movie.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Old
it.
Billy
Where's the
Madison.
sequel to that?
No,
Right.
we don't want any more anymore.
No.
This looks terrible. Terrible.
And they
like
have
when they
everybody's
first
in it.
announced it, I was like, the idea of this movie is that like the idea that popped in my head was like Happy was this amazing golfer this whole time. Like, he's been successful, and yeah, now he's old, but still, like, he had an amazing career. He ended up being the best golfer of all time. And Shooter McGavin never won the yellow jacket, which it seems, or the gold jacket. Like, it seems like they did go that route where
Yeah.
Shooter never won the gold jacket. And like the second movie could be about Shooter's redemption, which they might still do.
But I don't
But like
care.
that should be it, is like him winning the gold jacket finally. But
Like, and
not
Happy
not,
helping him.
Well,
Rocky 3.
right, maybe. But like, you know, but no, it's just like the whole like Happy is broke.
So we're gonna
and-
get a Shooter
and-
face turn? What? Who's interested in that?
Well, you
I
got to
think it
do
could have been
something.
done good if you do it the right way.
Right, of course.
They had the Apollo Creed face.
None
turn.
of this is gonna be any good.
Of course not.
Exactly.
That's not what I'm saying, Josh.
But
what I'm
everybody's
saying is
in
they
this.
should have had me write it.
Let's start naming names we saw in this. Travis Kelce.
Oh, Bad Bunny.
That was the 5 things I saw.
The
Was
kid
just
from
Kelsey.
SNL. The girl, Andy McDowell's daughter, who's in everything. Who's
John
in Substance.
Daly.
What's her name? Yeah, she's in every. She's like the Hollywood it girl. She's in
Yeah.
it.
Ben
John
Stiller.
Daly, Ben Stiller.
Yeah, and it's just all them doing the same jokes. You're in my world now,
MJF.
Grandpa, saying it to Adam Sandler.
All
I
the
don't-
golfers.
I don't understand how with all of these comics, how not one person in their circle can go to them and be like, look, man, it's okay. It happens to every comic. You lose your fastball, just go out to pasture and retire. Not one person in their circle can say this to them.
Because money corrupts all. That's
Well, I
why.
mean, everybody needs a paycheck, right? You got to feed your family, and you know.
Well, I think Adam Sandler
Well,
could feed
you've got to
Margaret-
the
send
next 1,000 families.
You've
Margaret
got to
Qualley.
send your daughter to dance school. So
Yeah, exactly.
Nick
right.
Swartz and Eminem. I mean, there's just
This is
everybody.
going to be terrible.
how's this
Travis
movie gonna
Kelce.
make money when Netflix paid all this?
We
out?
can hate review it when it comes, because that's what it's going to be, honestly. It looks so bad.
Oh no,
so
I'm
bad.
leaving. Thank God.
And I think the reason why Bad Bunny replaced the caddy is because in real life, that actor is no longer friends with Adam Sandler. Like, they had a falling out.
Oh, it was his best friend, I think, right?
Yeah.
And
Unless
then
they,
his-
you know.
Yeah, and I think the daughter's his real life daughter because it looks just like the real life mom, who's also in this movie.
Well, of course.
So
Well,
how
it's
do you
not
have
the
him-
first one.
I know, but his wife and the daughter who looks just like his wife, who's supposed to be his daughter, like how are they gonna fucking
Yeah, Happy
explain
was
that?
banging this woman on the side.
Sure, there you
Yeah.
go.
Whatever. Comes out July 25th. I don't really care. Also, we got a new trailer for, or the first trailer for season 2 of Gen V.
Wow,
Yes.
Make America Super Again.
boom, amazing.
Of course.
They've got a new dean. The students that Homelander fucked, the main students, they're re-enrolled. We got Sam and Kate. They're still aligned with Vought. And then we've got Andre's father who's mourning the death of his son. And he wants to burn the school down. And yeah, it looks like they're blaming the death of his son on Vought, which makes sense, But in real life, that actor died in a motorcycle accident. So
Hey, Joe, wasn't this guy playing the dean? Wasn't he from The Big Short?
Yeah,
I thought I recognized him.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, he's one of those like you recognize the face, but you don't know
But
the name.
after everything from season 1, how do you go? You know what? I'll go back to the school.
Yeah.
Like you would think, like the main actress is gonna be like, I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm gonna go do something else in my life.
I'm more curious on like how they escaped Vought. Vought just let him go back to school because they were locked into Vaught's like cells
Dungeon,
or whatever
yeah.
dungeon. It's like how the fuck did they get out of there? I don't know.
Is this after the last boys season or like before it? Because Vought, they just murdered everybody. I
don't know.
Like, Homelander's like the president of the country.
Well, I think it's definitely after. They imprisoned them all, right? A lot of
yeah.
So we'll see. Yeah, obviously the students want to burn down the school and stop Vought because they're heroes. That's
Yeah.
why they're.
I thought for a minute like it might have been more interesting that like had this new dean had been more like Charles Xavier and like they were starting up like a different force to fight Vought. I think that would have been like a neat trajectory to go to because that would explain how they got out of prison. Like maybe Charles and like people like got
It's
them
all
out.
just about control. Like,
True.
hey, you follow because none of them are powerful enough to beat Homelander. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, the blood girl, I can't remember her name.
she might be right, but
Almost.
still, yeah. So we'll see what they do. It's all about control, though. September 17th it drops, so looking forward to it.
Yep.
Looks like the final season of The Boys not going to be till. Well, they've already said that's not going to be till next year, so this will hold us over till then. Also, we got an official runtime for Fantastic Four First Steps. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes, which makes it the longest MCU film since Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which came out in 2023. But that was like 5 movies ago.
Was it 5 movies ago?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that's a bad runtime.
No, it's not.
As
I
long
mean,
as
if they
it's-
said 2:30, I would have fucking groaned.
As long as it's not
So-
2.5. That's,
Yeah.
Right.
Like Deadpool and Wolverine was 2 hours and 8 minutes, so it's barely longer than that. But I mean, that's good. If this is going to be the movie that, brings back the MCU in a way, we'll
Relaunches,
see.
yeah.
There have been early screenings with
Right.
mixed reviews. So, like, that's so far not very promising.
Well, not only that, but there's starting to be like some leaks and stuff like that that's coming out, and I'm having to start blocking Fantastic
God.
Four
Yeah.
because I'm seeing so much stuff in my timeline. Like I want to be surprised.
This guy went into it like on a TikTok, like, yeah, I saw it on his screen. So the movie starts, blah blah blah. I'm like, no, ow. I had to like block him, block his whole
Yeah.
page. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, how is that helping people?
And apparently, like, they are just very, very recently going through reshoots
Oh no!
to, like, do more Silver Surfer scenes.
Oh, no.
Like it's like it was May when this was reported
That
that they were
sounds
doing
terrible.
reshoots. It's like, yeah, I'm nervous about this.
No. Meanwhile, James Gunn, I think he's turning in a final version of the movie in a few days.
For Superman.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the end of this week.
There's also a report that that Warner Brothers cut 25 minutes to Superman. Like James Gunn turned it in. It was like, here's my movie, and they were like, well, we're gonna cut 25 minutes of your movie.
Who the fuck you think you are, Zack Snyder? Jesus Christ!
Well, that's directors are gonna send you the long version, and then they're like, all right, well, no one's gonna watch this, so
Right. But I'm surprised he doesn't have like full control because so many movies are so long now because directors have way too much control
That's true.
over their project. But like, that's what I joke about this all the time. But now when I get Blu-rays of new movies, it's like, oh, let's look on the back. Let's see. There's no deleted scenes. It's all in the movie. Like, there's no deleted scenes anymore. They're just all in the movie.
yeah.
Nope, we didn't cut anything. Nothing.
Oh, what's the point of this Blu-ray?
Yeah. Also, Chris Hemsworth posted a tribute video to his character of Thor, and he also posted on there saying, "Playing Thor has been one of the greatest honors in my life. For the past 15 years, I've held Mjolnir and the Stormbreaker as the god of thunder. But what made it truly special was sharing it with all of you. Your passion, your cheers, and your love for this character have meant everything to me. Thank you for making my journey through the MCU unforgettable. Next up, Doomsday." And fans are like, why would he post this?
A little weird.
Is he dying in Doomsday?
Like he just read the script, so immediately posted it.
Yeah. He's pissed.
I'm out.
Feige's calling him Chris.
Yeah.
What are we doing here, buddy?
He's like a WWE superstar. He's
Yeah.
like, I guess just got my notice that I'm leaving.
I just
But
got
also-
some bad news.
But also, Marvel does love spoiling things, so it could all be part of the plan. I mean, for the Infinity War, remember they had Mark Ruffalo accidentally say everyone dies in Infinity War, and then Don Cheadle's like, what? And he's like, oh no, just kidding. It was,
Yeah,
they
stupid.
do this shit all the time.
Right.
So who knows? It could just be a troll. We'll see.
Unless you think that actor's just
Yeah.
not so.
I mean, there's a lot of stories have come out that just says Chris Hemsworth doesn't want to play Thor anymore, but the money's just too good.
Sure.
After,
Hey, it's a good problem to have.
right?
Yeah, we've been hearing that for years.
At the end of Love and Thunder, it said Thor will be back, and then Chris Hemsworth publicly said, "Oh, I didn't know that."
Honestly, though, I don't know. What has he done since this first Thor movie that's memorable?
I mean, he was great in Furiosa, but that didn't do well.
No.
But he was great in it.
He was
and he
fantastic.
even had to change how he looked. Otherwise, you'd be like, "Let's Thor," But he was really good in it. Yeah, but everything else, I don't know. That's a good.
Just make your money and stay with this character.
That's my whole point about Chris Evans is what's he done since? He's coming back. He's going to be in
Exactly.
Doomsday. There's already been reports that he's coming back.
Everyone has to come back.
Marvel hasn't straight up said it, but yeah, you fully expect him to come back. He hasn't done shit since.
right.
Also, Peter Stormare, who plays Lucifer in Constantine, he's that Russian. He was the Russian space from Armageddon.
I am a big deal in the Russia.
Yeah. So he claims that Keanu Reeves isn't happy with the scripts he's been presented for the Constantine sequel, which this film's been announced forever and they still
Long
haven't
time.
made it. So
Holy
that makes
shit.
sense. He said because the first one wasn't that successful in the beginning, it became a sleeper and a cult movie. Now it's one of the biggest cult movies ever. To do a sequel, the studios want to have flying cars in the air, people doing flip-flops and
Sounds like
fighting
me.
action scenes. And I think Keanu says, I've done John Wick. This movie is spiritual. It's about demons and regular people, and I wanted to keep it that way. Sure. And then he said, "Don't turn it into big Marvel."
Anybody see the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good?
It's very
I
scary.
liked it.
Very good, yeah.
Very
Yeah.
good. Okay.
Yeah, it's. I've only seen it once. I liked it at the time. I'd be down to watch it again to see if I enjoyed it more. I mean, fucking Peter Stormare, who plays Lucifer, he was amazing.
He was
Yeah,
great.
he's always
very
great.
good villain.
Yeah.
It's
But-
one of the best.
To what
And the
Keanu
ending is really cool too.
was saying is the first one was grounded.
Yeah.
It didn't do great, but I mean, people loved it. I liked it.
But yeah, the point of it's not really an action movie.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird thing Keanu has himself in now because up until John Wick, he was Keanu. He's done action movies, he's done Constantine, all kinds of shit. He's John Wick now.
Yeah.
And that's all anybody's going to want him for going forward is John Wick.
Well, it would help if he cut his hair
yeah.
because then he wouldn't
needs
look
to.
like John Wick anymore. But he's still doing John Wick, so you got to keep the hair. That's how you know when he's like, "No, I'm out. I'm done doing John Wick." It's like,
Buzz
but
cut.
you have the exact same hairstyle of John Wick, and of course he's in Ballerina, which comes out this Thursday. And they're doing John Wick 5. That's confirmed now.
They pay me to keep my hair like
Yeah, I'm sure. He's on retainer.
this. His hair's on retainer.
Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, also Lilo and Stitch has already become the second highest grossing film of the year. It's made over $600 million in just 10 days.
Have you heard our sister's review of this movie?
No.
She's like, I cried the entire time.
Oh, well,
Why do they keep making kid movies where you're just crying
That's
the
Disney.
whole time?
That's
I
Disney.
don't remember
I know it's
crying in the Lilo. I don't remember crying in the
Cartoon?
cartoon.
No.
No. There's a
said
happy
it's
ending.
Super sad.
It's a happy ending. Did they change it? Because they want Stitch in space?
It's Disney. Come on. Did they change it?
Like Stitch takes Lilo to space to make... Because, yeah, you know they're going to make 10 sequels of this fucking movie.
That made money.
Oh yeah, they've already been talking about it.
600 million in 10 days. Jesus.
Right. Tom Cruise
I
is
don't know
like,
movies can
fuck.
still do that. Yeah. What is his movie doing?
I don't know. Not as good.
Couple hundred million?
I mean, it's doing well, but yeah, obviously not as good as Lilo and Stitch. It's only behind Minecraft.
Right.
So, like, that's where we're at now. It's just the dumbest fucking movies
Kids
ever.
movies.
Yeah. Right.
Boy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't plan on seeing it unless I have to. So, we'll see. I had to watch this movie like 100 times when my daughter was 4.
She loved it?
Oh my God. She'd be like, play. It would end and then play it again. I'd be like, fuck.
That was Shrek 1 for me with Joey.
Yeah.
Over and over.
Every day.
I could almost quote the entire movie.
She knew every single word of the movie. Yeah. It was like,
Ohana.
exactly. She would do the dance in the beginning. Like, yeah. It was,
You have never seen it. I don't know much about it.
no.
Really, yeah, like he's an alien, I think.
It's
That's
a
what
good
my
watch.
guess
It's
would
a
be.
good watch.
Is he a teddy
He's an
bear? Is he imaginary?
No,
he's an
not.
alien. Okay.
No, like,
I don't know anything about it.
It's probably it's one of the better of the Disney cartoons,
Yeah.
for sure. You know, but I don't know about. I haven't seen one of the Disney live action remakes. I've not seen one.
I did see the live action movie. I enjoy, like Andrew said.
But you saw this?
I did see.
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah, the cartoon version is fine. It's a it's a decent solid. The live action, it misses. It's supposed to be fun. There's a couple fun moments. Like they have some new wrinkles that aren't in the cartoon, but they fuck up the ending. They make it sad instead of happy.
What the fuck?
It's not.
These are children.
I don't understand the
Dude,
direction.
the Buzz Lightyear movie. I was like, I want to die. I want to kill myself after I watched it. It was the saddest fucking movie ever. Why?
Why it became a toy? Did it become frozen?
He turned into a toy. Dude, the first like 30 minutes of the
Show 'em on
movie
a
was the
shelf.
saddest shit ever. It's like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
I hated it. So,
Why did you watch that, Leo?
yeah, I think Leo wanted to
Thought
see it.
we
Yeah, Leo wanted to
watched
see it.
it for this, right? Buzz Lightyear?
What?
Thought we watched it for the podcast.
Did we?
Buzz
I think so.
Lightyear?
Oh my God. Yeah, we probably talked
think
about
we
it.
did.
That was back then, like, we would review like 3 things a week, and that
Right.
was too much.
Yeah, we probably should have stopped after that. Should have been a sign.
Anyways, that's all I've got, so take it away.
So for Deadpool fans, director Tim Miller has said he's always wanted to direct an X-Men movie in the MCU. He said he had an X-Men movie in development at Fox when the merger happened. It was based on X-Men 143, which was Home
course.
Alone meets Alien. But it never came to fruition.
Like, they put traps in the mansion?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
It was,
that could work with Deadpool.
that was his
Is that what
thinking.
Ryan Reynolds is writing right now? Is that what he's writing? Like, they all go on vacation, but a few of them stay behind with Deadpool?
And the xenomorphs come through.
Him and Macaulay Culkin both have the same iconic face slap.
I figured this
God.
would be like the best for Aaron because it combines Marvel with xenomorphs.
Yeah.
and they'll release it in December as a full Christmas movie.
Oh, hell yes.
That'd be awesome.
Sure.
Get Joe Pesci involved.
Right? Macaulay Culkin?
Macaulay
What's he-
Culkin.
Macaulay
He's not
Culkin.
Macaulay Big Cock Calkin.
Calkin.
Who knows? The only other thing I have is a sad one, and it's Abuelita from Coco has passed away. The voice actor. That was the grandma.
Okay.
Who are you?
Come on! There's a big character from Coco. Get the fuck out of here. Well, all
right, Aaron, take it away.
R.I.P. Renee Victor.
Aaron, he stole your news.
It's
Damn
going to
it.
be hard to follow up.
Josh, you hit a home run.
Mind-breaking
You
news.
hit a home run with the X-Men Home Alone movie, and then you had to bring up that.
It was sad news. I wanted to bring it up for all the Coco fans. Coco is the top movie
right.
of mine. It might have been in the top 5 now.
Wow, it's up there with
What's a Wonderful Life?
It's a Wonderful Life.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Damn. All right, Aaron, please take the microphone away from him.
Yes, I will. I've got even more Deadpool news. So,
Yes.
Marvel and DC Comics, they're going to have their first crossover in years with
Yes.
Batman, Deadpool.
Yeah.
There's going to be 2 one-shot comics. I think this
Yeah, it's
comes
crazy.
out later this year in around September, I think. So one's going to be a Marvel, obviously. One's going to be DC, and it's as you might guess, it's Wade taking a job in Gotham, so he gets on Batman's radar, and you can kind of go from there.
But are the two comics connected, or are they like separate stories?
I'm not sure
Because it sounds weird.
You would think they would be connected.
You would hope.
Like part one would be one, and part two would be the other one.
But one is called Deadpool and Batman, and that's the Marvel one. Then the DC one's called Batman and Deadpool.
Yeah, one's going to be more Batman focused, and one will be more Deadpool focused. So
yeah, that's strange. Hopefully they do a good job, with the two separate comics.
Robert Pattinson's Batman?
No. Go fuck yourself, Josh.
Jesus.
No, this Batman has fucked before. He fucks.
yes,
Batman fucks.
that's correct. Also, I'm surprised you didn't mention this, Andrew. There's rumors for Spider-Man: Brand New Day. Hulk is going to be in it.
Oh,
I
I
thought
did
they
see
announced
that.
Is the rumor?
It wasn't an
I
official
did see
announcement?
that.
And even worse, the rumors is that he's going to be the antagonist as Savage Hulk.
What? That's too much.
Wait,
I don't
what?
know. I feel like
That-
we've already done this.
I know, but that's the rumor that's
Okay.
going around.
Well, I thought it was because Tom Holland always needs a father figure in all these fucking movies, and for some reason, it's like I thought he was going to be on his own now, but
Yeah, that's.
I don't know. We'll see what they do with that.
I mean,
guess.
everybody's just wanting the grounded Spider-Man movie, and they're just not going to let us have it.
hinted at the symbiote. Why would you hint at it if you're not?
Is he going to get the symbiote to fight Hulk?
Like a couple of times, right? They've done this?
Yeah.
Two scenes.
Right.
Jesus.
Okay, so I'll stop pissing you off.
Thank
now,
you.
Andrew. I've got some good new news.
Oh, good.
The creator of True Detective, he said he's got
that's
an
right.
idea for a story
Yes.
bringing back McConaughey and Woody Harrelson's characters from season 1. He said he's talked to both of them and they sound interested. Nothing's final. They don't have any contracts in place or anything like that. He hasn't even written it, but they're talking about it. He's got an idea and they are interested.
It could be great because it's McConaughey and Harrelson. They're amazing, and season 1 of True Detective was amazing. But also, like, the story is what really put it over the top too. Is you had these two A+ amazing actors with this amazing story that connected them over the course of what was it, like
Spanning
20 years,
decades,
Like,
yeah.
can you do that again with another crime? I don't think so.
Probably not.
So, cautiously excited, I guess.
Right.
Cautiously.
Because, I mean, none of the other True Detective shows have worked. This is why they're like, fuck, we need to go back to
Yeah.
them, because all the other ones were fucking terrible.
They all fell off, yes. And for Predators fans, it's time. June 6th this week on Hulu, Predator Killer of Killers comes out. This is that animated one from the director of Prey. It's the one where it's like 3 different stories. He's fighting like Vikings and samurai and shit at different times. So I'm going to be cautiously optimistic because it's the guy that did Prey.
Okay,
and we
sure.
know that was good. So.
If you need someone to watch it with you, I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll watch it.
Okay.
Why not?
I'm going to give that one a chance.
Good friend. Good friend.
Anything else?
Yes, Simon Pegg says after Edgar Wright is done working on The Running Man, that they're planning him and Edgar Wright, Simon Pegg, and Nick Frost are going to make a 4th movie together. So for Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz fans,
Okay.
maybe we can get another one out of these guys.
Nice. I forgot about that. Is Simon Pegg involved in Running Man at all, or?
Maybe he'll cameo.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've heard about him being
I
involved
could see him
with it.
in a couple of different roles in that world.
Yeah, maybe.
He's great.
Sure.
He shows up in Edgar Wright
Have they
movies all the time.
have they gotten the cast? Because you have to. Well, that's the wrong one. Like, have they announced the full cast to Running Man? Because you need like some awesome people to play these other. Oh,
Yeah.
Josh Brolin.
Coleman Domingo's big right now. Are these all actual confirmed? Michael Cera, William H. Macy, Glenn
Fuck
Powell.
is Michael Cera gonna play?
Right.
Yeah, really.
He's gonna be the
Sean Hayes. They're like the TV show hosts, probably.
TV show host.
Yeah, who is playing like the main host? That's what, maybe Josh Brolin. I don't know.
Who's
Michael
playing the
Cera?
main guy? Who's playing the Schwarzenegger role? Which of those 3?
Oh, Glenn Powell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I'm a little worried about doing a Arnold spinoff without him, but
Yeah.
yeah. This was a Stephen King novel?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Huh.
So I'm really curious what he's going to do with the end of this because
Was
the Schwarzenegger movie, it was not the Stephen King story at all.
Was the Stephen King story serious?
It was not
Yeah.
like ridiculous. There were ridiculous things because it's like, a crazy game show where people are murdering, but
Right.
it was a little darker.
Okay.
The story was.
Do all the children have sex at the end? So it's
Children?
It's not like it.
No, that was just
In
one
the book, It.
Oh,
You know the clown one?
Yes.
In his version, all the 13-year-olds have sex.
All
at
the
the end.
kids.
spoiler alert! I was on the last chapter.
It's been 30 years.
And what's worse, isn't it just the one girl and then
It's
all
one
the
girl
guys?
and all the guys.
Yeah.
And they all fuck her.
Yeah.
It's a true. That's how these fucking book ends.
I wonder why they changed it. That's not a good look for 2025. And then the male writer just has the one female fuck all the dudes. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, that
right.
got cut on the editing floor.
We filmed it, but deleted scene. Gotta
we
get
filmed
the
it
Blu-ray.
and we're all going to prison.
Yeah.
But anyway, we cut it out of the film.
What else?
I think that's all I got for this week.
All right. What are we watching this week?
Nothing.
Josh, thank you. Nothing.
Boom.
Joe?
Well, I saw Mission Impossible. I'm sure you guys talked about it last week, but
Yeah.
I thought it was a good ending and very suspenseful the last 30 minutes.
I would just say, show up an hour and a half into the movie. You've missed nothing. And then, the second half's a lot better.
So, Joe, score Dead Reckoning and then this one.
Gosh, if I can remember Dead Reckoning. I liked it a lot. 8 and probably 2 8s for me.
So same for both of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dead Reckoning might have been a little bit better. So maybe 7.5 for this last one.
Yeah, I went a bit higher
8.
for Dead Reckoning.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
Well, I know Aaron and I both saw Sinners.
Oh boy.
Finally.
Oh boy.
Excellent.
You said you saw it, right?
Yeah.
And you were like, it's good.
Yeah.
You didn't tell us it was the best film of
Oh,
the
sorry.
last
I
few
didn't want to.
years.
I didn't want to. Look, I don't like.
Why didn't you tell me the cheese was so good,
You
Joe?
tell us it was that good.
Because if I tell Andrew it's the greatest movie of all time, I feel like he's gonna be like, "Hold on," and then maybe not enjoy it as
Dude,
much.
this
So I don't
movie
want to
changed my life.
Oh Jesus Christ!
This is. I was like, what was the last movie that was this good?
I thought Andrew was going to reach over and try to hold my hand during this movie.
I almost did.
excellent.
He was experiencing
excellent.
something.
Sorry.
10 out of 10.
It's excellent.
Easy.
Yeah,
It was incredible.
and an amazing
Fucking
ending,
incredible.
an amazing
Yeah.
post
Oh
credit
my
scene.
god. Oh
was-
my god.
I
Josh will never see it.
It
Too
was
scary.
Yeah, too scary. It was my favorite kind of movie where I heard good things.
Yeah.
But I was not prepared at all
No.
for how it just out of nowhere it was just
was
fucking
great.
phenomenal.
It was great.
Yeah, I don't
Loved
want
it.
to. Obviously, don't want to. In case someone hasn't seen it, because it's not like we said this podcast was going to be a Sinners review, so we're not going to talk spoilers. But oh my god, it was amazing.
Fucking incredible.
After the movie, I was like, when was the last time I saw a movie this good in theaters? And I thought of Everything Everywhere. That was 2021.
Now you have an answer.
Yeah, because I do love Oppenheimer, but the first time I saw it, I was. I didn't fully. It
a lot.
wasn't like this.
Yeah.
This was just incredible.
And it was so fun because they kept to some, traditional vampire stuff, but they got a little creative with it too.
Yeah.
Great.
And they took a couple turns on it. It was
Yep.
really, really good.
We saw it Saturday. I'm going to see it again this week in theaters.
Wow.
So,
And it comes out on streaming, I think, in a couple days.
well, you could rent it,
Right.
but it's not going to be on an app where you
free
can just
one.
watch it.
Oh, it's not going straight to Max or something?
No, because see that when you told me that, I was surprised because it's still doing well in theaters.
Yeah.
It's still, they brought it back. I wish it was still in IMAX because it was filmed in IMAX.
Oh, yeah. That's
So
right.
at some point they probably will do it again, but it was in IMAX, then they brought it back to IMAX. Currently it's not in IMAX, but I would love to see it in IMAX.
Yeah.
Well, since you're talking about movies that we saw recently, you should talk about the first time you ever saw Tremors.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, we all three saw Tremors.
Thanks.
Andrew had never seen it before, which is fucking wild.
Yeah.
Thanks to Aaron, by the way.
Yes.
That's right.
That's right. So what'd you think? What's your score for Tremors?
A 3 out of 10. I don't know. No, I'm kidding. No, he knows I'm joking. I liked it. No, I liked
Just
it.
trying to piss me off.
Yeah, it was a 7 or 8. I really liked it. I would watch it again. It was fun. I never saw Kevin Bacon in such a silly thing before.
Right.
When he kills one of them and he just goes, "Fuck you!" right to it. That was great.
That's what you would probably say in real life.
Yeah. No, I liked it. It was good. And then I asked Aaron, I was like, "Are the rest this good?" And he was like, "No,
No, just stop here. I'm still going to watch the show that's coming out on Netflix later this summer
nice."
because
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon's back.
Right.
And we also watched The Rehearsal, right? The new Nathan Fielder.
My
well,
God.
The new season.
Season 2
Of
of,
Nathan
The
Fielder's
Rehearsal.
show.
Is that good?
Yes.
Is it a reality show?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a documentary.
It's a documentary. Yeah,
It is.
that's
but
right.
It's,
That's
but it's Nathan Fielder too.
yeah.
Yeah. I
But
know.
like-
I know the show. I just haven't seen it.
I would say watch season 2. You really don't have to. You don't have to watch season 1. It's completely different. I would say watch season 2. It's better.
How
Yeah.
much
It's
of it?
it's all on aviation safety, and it's amazing.
How much of it is like his old show on? Comedy
It's a lot like it. The
Okay.
comedy is very similar.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
What
like
is it
that.
on?
It's
HBO?
on HBO Max. Yeah.
HBO Max.
It was incredible.
I did watch the first episode of this. Are you guys Black Mirror fans?
No,
Yes,
I've
yes.
seen a couple episodes.
Too scary.
I've watched.
Stop it.
Really enjoyed the show. There are some episodes that are bad. I watched one episode of season whatever this season is right now. It just came out. Just boring.
Oh, really?
Good actors that I like too, and just boring. I was very
That's what,
disappointed.
see, maybe I watched the wrong one because I saw like a boring one years ago, and I didn't really watch anymore.
Yeah.
I'll direct you to the Star Trek episode. I think it's
Okay.
called the USS Callister. I think it is.
Okay.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I didn't see the one where the guy has to fuck the pig. I don't know, like
That's
I know
like the
you
first
told me
one
about
ever.
that one.
That's the first. That's season 1, episode 1. No, that one's good. That like if you didn't know anything about the show and that's your first episode, you're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
this thing's nuts. You know,
Right, sure. All right, let's do some fan questions. Let's see what they've got to say. Let me pull it up here. All right, Pop Culture Junkie. If Muhammad Hassan was a rookie in WWE today, how quickly would he be the undisputed, undefeated Grand Slam Saudi champion?
Yeah, maybe.
It's not bad. That's you got a point there.
That's pretty good. Wrestles exclusively in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And defeats every American top star.
Well, we thought that was going to be Mansoor for a while.
Mansoor.
Who is that one guy that they would have come out every once in a while, only at the Saudi shows?
Mansoor.
Was it Mansoor?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Because they first he came out with a bunch of other people and they were like, oh, WWE's holding tryouts here. We're going to sign one guy. And then they announced he got signed and he did a backflip. And then he like showed up for a couple of Saudi shows where he would win a match and then you would never see him on TV. It was like so
Right.
weird. Yeah. Omar, can you believe that Batman Begins was released 20 years ago?
That can't be right.
It's true.
Do the math on that.
2005?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you can go back in time knowing what you know now, what movie would you go back in time to watch in theaters?
Like to experience it for the first time.
Right.
Dark Knight.
Yeah, The Dark Knight. For
That
sure.
was just a
Star Wars
wonderful
Empire
movie.
Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good one. Aaron, you're wearing the shirt.
Thor Ragnarok.
Okay.
That
Oh,
was
fun.
that was really fun to watch
Fun.
the first time.
What about the first time you saw a tornado on a big screen?
Tornado on IMAX?
tornado on a giant screen?
Oh, and then Godzilla Kong X. What's the next question?
God, Jesus. Yeah. Kate, you know what I would love to see I never saw Goodfellas in theaters. Like I never got to see. I was 4 years old, so
Right.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So you want to go back to when you were 4 and we were watching the theater?
Yes.
Sure. our parents said worse words.
Yeah. KJ, as a Muslim, talking to an Italian American podcaster. This is awkward.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. CM Funk, apparently Regal is doing dollar movie days on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Does that make up for their recent decline? Maybe. There's not really a Regal that close to us anymore. 25 minutes away, I guess. But
Where?
yeah, maybe. It just depends on the movies, I guess.
IKEA. That one.
Yeah, and the one Wesleyan. That one's a little closer.
Oh, near where we used to work?
Where we used to work.
Shit.
Yeah, true.
Okay, I might have to go check that out.
That's still
It's
open?
beneficial for me.
Yeah.
That was my
Tits.
go-to for like I want to see a movie in the middle of my workday.
Sure.
That one.
Yeah. Okay, we go from CM Funk to DL Punk. Hey, Andrew, I'm a Pixar mark, so it was shocking to hear you haven't seen Toy Story 3 yet. It's amazing and intense, and one of the few sequels that took forever to be made. That was great. I'm 30 years old, if that matters. No, that doesn't matter. I mean,
Toy Story
look,
3 was good.
I liked Toy Story 1 and 2. I even saw Toy Story 4. It was fine. But, like, I'm not a person that's going to just go watch a kid's movie on my own. So like it would take my wife or my kids to be like, hey, let's watch Toy Story 3. So yeah, sure. Maybe I'll see it one day.
You know what's so funny? I tried to get into the Super Mario Brothers cartoon that came out not too long ago.
The movie?
Like by myself one day. Couldn't
Yeah.
get into it.
No?
Like, I don't know why. It was like watching a kid, like a kind of a kid's thing.
Yeah, but it was also like if you played the game, like the 64 game, like you didn't really play Mario Kart and Super Smash Bros.
Not Super Smash Bros.
Were you
Mario-
just like
Mario Kart?
not right around there when you were probably just a little old when Nintendo
Maybe.
was super huge?
But I
back
mean,
then?
I played with my kids plenty of Mario Kart, right? Because my kids were all about
Sure.
the Wii, and that was huge.
But
you were
did you just
probably
play
like-
it for them, or was it?
yeah, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't like you and Smash Brothers. You know, what I mean?
Right.
I wasn't that for sure.
I mean, I played a fuck ton of Smash and Mario Kart on the 64.
Right,
Like
right.
the past 30 years, have just been playing it. Not constantly, but like anytime my friends come in from town, like we always play it. So like, yeah, I mean. That's really what it was. It was member berries, and it was like, remember this from the games? I was like, yeah, I do remember that. So, yeah, Joey Von Doom just came back from a comic book shop, and man, the employees rival GameStop workers in that they don't know shit about shit and seem miserable to be around. Yeah, all right. I'm not going to read the rest of what you said. I saw Maintenance Man doing it for them today. How pathetic. They couldn't change a light bulb. Okay. Thanks. Amir, okay, Andrew, I keep hearing you say Severance was a good show, so I gave it a try, and man, that show is a mega fucking bore-fest piece of shit show.
Wow.
Like, why do we need a 3-minute scene of Adam Scott just walking in a hallway, and holy shit, they take their time with their slow pacing and getting to the point. I thought it was only me at first. I heard a lot of positive things about it in other platforms than Hogwash. But then I saw some of the lower rated reviews, and they all said this thing was so fucking slow. It certainly takes its time. So if that's too much for you, there were times where I was like, all right, let's get to it already. But I thought the reveals were really good, and there were certain episodes that I thought were just great. I still really liked it. It's to the point, like I've said this as well, like it's not a show that I don't think I'd ever rewatch it. Because the whole show's based on what's happening. And then once you find out what's happening, like, if you go back and watch the other episodes, it's more just like of what's happening. We have to find out,
You already know the spoils, so it's like, I don't really care.
So I don't know that I would rewatch it. But yeah, I've seen the first 2 seasons. They're doing a third. I'm going to watch it because I like it. So, yeah, not the best show ever. The Rizzler, looking back over the years, I can't think of who was McMahon's most offside character. Sergeant Slaughter when he was anti-American, Muhammad Hassan posing as a terrorist, Val Venus and ravishing Rick Rude as rapists? Were they ever rapists?
I don't think so. That's all.
Certainly not Val Venus. That one wrestler that portrayed retard, but I forgot his name. That was Eugene. Goldust, Apollo Crews as that Nigerian prince. Who is Mr. McMahon's most offside character?
Offensive, maybe.
Oh,
What he
offensive?
said? I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know. Maybe the terrorist one.
maybe the unitard.
Maybe. Yeah. Bill Capri, I know comics are more of Aaron's thing, but Andrew, are you going to read the new Batman Deadpool comic? Also, is Deadpool a good choice, or should someone like Iron Man or Wolverine replace him? No, I mean, like, that's the whole point. Like, you want to see Deadpool interact with Batman. And yes, I'll borrow the comics from Aaron. So once Aaron is done, he will lend them to me.
Josh just got some Wolverine comics, according to Facebook.
Yes.
How
excited.
much are new comics now?
They're very well priced. I mean, unless you're getting
well
like
priced. What does that even mean?
unless you're getting a
Literally,
variant.
how okay, Aaron, you can answer this.
Like new issues of comics, usually 5 to 7 somewhere.
Thank you.
Now you can still get like a variant of like a first edition or something like that's going to set you back some money, but but like random
What are those?
those
well priced.
30, 40, 50 bucks, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Okay. Nice. All right, well, at least comics are still cheap. I guess they have to be, right? It's like,
Hey, you can just get it digitally now.
oh, that's true. Yeah. But that costs a thing too. That you have to pay for that as well,
There's
right?
like memberships, like DC and I think Marvel have memberships where you can just like read the comics online and stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember I got a free membership for like a Marvel thing once that came with like a Blu-ray that I bought, and I was like, it just wasn't. I tried it. It was okay. They have like sound effects and stuff for the comics, but yeah, that was it. Yeah. Anyways, that's all for fan questions. So make sure you subscribe to the podcast, follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Hollywood Hog Pod, and become a supporter of the show. Get all the bonus episodes at patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. And we'll see what's next. Ballerina comes out on Thursday. Maybe we'll do that, but we'll definitely ask the fans what you want to see us do going forward. So we'll see you guys next time.